From mistakes to spins and to disaster. Round 2 was crazy, so buckle up, because it's going to be one hell of a ride. Come on board with me for my first qualifying session. It was early in the morning, so the track was still heating up, but my racing was clean apart from a couple mistakes. I also spun at turn 3 for the first time, which was kinda scary, but I got it turned around and kept going. Here's the fastest lap of the session. Clean through 1 and 2, a little oversteer going into 3, clean exit though, and good run onto the hairpin. Clip the first apex, then the second. Nice, good exit. Had a ton of oversteer going through the S's, but I kept it clean. Kept it clean through the chicane. Nice, good exit. Perfect last corner. And I used just a little bit too much of the rumble strip, but that's my fastest lap. I ended Q1 with a solid time of 63.766 seconds. Now onto the second session. The kart felt decent, except for in the high-speed sections. It's kind of hard to see, but the front end was vibrating super hard, and it actually cost me a lot of time. Here's my fastest lap. Perfect through 1, 2, and then 3, and good exit onto the straight. Put both of the apexes on the hairpin. A little oversteer going into the S's, but I used a little bit of the curb and kept it clean. Not perfect through the last chicane, but the exit was good enough onto the next corner. Good exit onto the last straight, and it's just head down until the final corner. Clean through the last corner, and it's just head down all the way to the line. Unfortunately, I ended Q2 with a 64.850 lap time, which was disappointing because my driving was probably better, but the kart sucked. Now on to the final. During the outlap, the car felt decent, but the brakes were kind of loose, so I asked the marshal about it.
Are my brakes good? They're like, and they're kind of like super glazed.
Yeah, they're good.
Okay.
He's wondering if his brakes are good.
Okay.
Nerves are crazy high going into the start. A couple little anxious wiggles. And then the green flag flies and the race is underway. I don't get a great start, but the people behind me bump me and I keep my position. Going into the hairpin, I get bumped hard and hit Christian in front of me. I keep my position, but what I didn't know was that there was a third driver on my left who then pit maneuvered me straight into the wall. The crash basically threw my body over the steering wheel, and my finger and legs hurt pretty bad.
Yeah. How do I get up?
I was actually in shock, and I didn't know what to do for a second. I tried getting it back on track, but my steering was incredibly sensitive and would randomly snap in some places. I knew I couldn't continue, so I started to signal to the marshal that my kart was broken. I limped back to the pits, defeated. When I finally made it back to the pits, I ended up having this interaction with one of the marshals.
I got pinched into a wall and now my steering's all messed up.
Yeah, what happened over there?
What?
What happened
What do you mean, back there?
Yeah, why were you going so fast?
I don't know. Well, my brakes have been off the entire time. I don't know.
Be careful. There's a lot of people walking around right there. We have to stay slow in the pits, alright?
You pinched me into the wall and I couldn't do anything.
Well, that was interesting. It's hard to tell what the marshals are talking about, but basically they're explaining the crash to the officials. I overheard them say it was just a racing incident and that it wasn't my fault or anyone else's, even though I feel like it was reckless on the other driver's part. Overall, it was a pretty disappointing weekend, but there's always some positives to take out of this experience. Let's see what I had to say after the race.
All right, so we just finished the final. I made B main and I started P7. Unfortunately, I got crashed into right after the hairpin. We went 3 wide and then I got spun from the back and I went into the wall. Overall, the day wasn't that bad. I think I learned a lot about the track. My technique definitely got better. Disappointing finish, but looking forward to round 3.
Well said. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and joining our journey. It really helps us out a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all at round 3.